Our fellow trustee, Lewis Troke, very sadly died on the 10th of August last year. His name will be remembered in the CLL community for a long time. I was very privileged when Heather, his wife, asked me to speak on behalf of CLL support at his funeral at Alresford, near Winchester. In his memory, we have brought our first conference in 2024 down to the South Coast. As an introduction to Professor Falcone's lecture, I'm going to share with you some of what I said at the funeral. Lewis was first diagnosed with chronic lymphocytic leukemia at the end of 2017. He knew he was not in a good place, health-wise, and was trying to find out what he could about his condition. He landed on the CLL support website, liked what he saw, and decided to get very involved. He wanted to try to turn something bad into a good thing and help others with the same diagnosis. Lewis certainly did that. On becoming a trustee, his IT skills were put to immediate use. In fact, we probably could have done with him here today, but I'm afraid that's not possible. Ensuring our regular conferences were recorded. When lockdown came along, he moved seamlessly onto Zoom with an ever more frequent program of webinars. More recently, when we resumed face-to-face conferences, these became hybrid and were also live streamed on Zoom and Facebook. Lewis was never happier than when trying to work out what button to press, and it was a different one each time, to make his beloved Mac talk to the conference lectern, to multiple presentation screens, to the microphone, to Zoom, and to Facebook. Never happier, although he didn't always look happy at the time. We were at Cardiff for a conference last September when it took 4 of us to do what he had done. And you've just seen an example of us not doing as well as we might without Lewis. It was so odd not having him as part of the team last year. We last saw Lewis in person at our conference in Liverpool last May. Despite not being at all well, he drove from Winchester. The traffic inevitably was not kind. We were all in the lobby waiting to go out for a meal when he and Heather arrived. They created quite a stir, wheeling in a hotel trolley, absolutely full to overflowing with every piece of IT kit you could imagine. That just about summed up Lewis. He just cared so much and took so much trouble to get things right. One of my favourite management books is called In Search of Excellence. For me, that very much was Lewis. And he worked right up to the end. We couldn't stop him, continuing to give to others. He even managed to host a 2-day webinar on Zoom for the CLL Forum the weekend after Liverpool. He was a wonderful, wonderful man. The tribute on our website says, throughout his 6-year tenure as a trustee of CLL support, Lewis was devoted to helping people affected by CLL. He was the power behind our conferences and webinars, which he did with great skill and unstinting enthusiasm. He was a remarkable and energetic campaigner for us, and we will miss his wise words, warmth, and wry sense of humour. We are privileged to have known him. Lewis leaves behind an enduring legacy which we will endeavour to uphold in his memory. Thank you, Lewis. And finally, of course, thank you, Heather, Lewis's wife. You encouraged Lewis to become involved, and we so appreciated seeing you with Lewis at so many of our events and getting to know you. I've got to know you better over the last few months. You are a remarkable lady. Lewis would be so proud of you, and we do hope you will remain a part of our CLL community.